And IzG, well, he's made it far in the tournament, but as far as games goes, he's only actually played 2. And those were both against TML Krat, who was forced to forfeit due to lag related issues. So this is very much like a first appearance, and unfortunately for him, is in the semi-finals. So how can he do in this best of 7? Well, he's not doing too bad at the moment, with neither people scoring. But it's just a tournament of Xbox players left. If you don't want any spoilers in the last semi-finals, then I suggest you watch that now on YouTube. Because this one is the one we are focusing on, and IzG with a whiff. Frenzy will happily take that away from him. 4 minutes 18 left, and Frenzy's got his first of a series that potentially could have a lot of goals within. And a bit of mishap on the side of the pitch, and Frenzy bans in the second one. 4 minutes 10, and a bit of a conga, I guess? I don't know. Oh, not the best way to concede a goal early on in the series. But IzG definitely not gonna get destroyed. Oh, and that is a whiff by Frenzy, and can IzG get a bit of an advantage? No, he can't. And I'll happily answer questions, but not spam. Okay. And IzG retreats, and he's kind of got a good rotation going for him here, and he's also got a good shot going for him, and that is only just saved away slightly by Frenzy. And that was a little bit too close for comfort, and the other way is very much the same, but Frenzy puts them away. 2 minutes 55, he's 3-0 up. And oh, this series, this tournament is just full of ups and downs, and IzG will take his first up of the game. It's just a kickoff goal. Well placed. That's a very neutral kickoff, but won away by Frenzy, and he's gonna go for boost over ball. And not gifted with the shot. And IzG one of the very few people in this tournament to use a Fennec. But the Fennec are very botsy cast, so very easy to see the same thing as what the hitbots in the game sees. If that makes any sense. Probably doesn't. And he's just gone straight into that. Frenzy's just gone straight into that. The ball's just gone straight into the goal, and the scoreboard's gone up to 4-1. And that is not the sort of mishap you want. Not the sort of mistake you want to be making in the semi-finals. But like I said at the very beginning of the match, this is technically IzG's first appearance. So nerves are a key factor, but I don't think nerves are involved in that play because... holy. It's Frenzy caught backwards and backwards just isn't good enough in that play. Because Isj is the only one taking anything. And he's taking another goal by the looks of it. That's 4-3, 1 minute 40, and we definitely have a comeback in game 1. And a perfect strike for the last 3 shots, to be fair, all off the crossbar, I think. Apart from the one, which perhaps was a roller, but still good nonetheless. And that's another one for Frenzy. He'll just extend his lead once again. And this match, not really a defensive stand from either players. It's more of a, oh yes, I'm gonna take this shot, and if I take it, I might, I might just score it. And I say it's not a defensive stand, but that is a lovely bit of goalkeeping from Frenzy to deny Isj of that kickoff goal. Oh, and he's just slightly gone by that once again. Perhaps needs to slow his play down, I don't know. It might just be the fact that he isn't warmed up, but like, that will change very soon. As we have 1 more minute to play in game number 1. Frenzy seems to have Isj under his belt for this game, but the rest of the series will tell, as you saw in the last one. And another whiff by Isj. I don't know whether this is part of his playstyle or what, but he's whiffing a lot, and he's not gonna get anything out of it. He needs to start hitting his shots. And back he goes. Frenzy, not even bothered to attack. He's just very willing to stay on his goal line, let's say. And he's not tempted at all. He's tempted only when he has to, and when he has to, he's already punished. And no, he's not. That, what a save! Holy, that's one way to end a game, with a save like that. Sits free to Frenzy, and he will take game 1 happily and comfortably with a 3-goal deficit. As we move on to game 2. Once again, you just see that goal, the mishap at the midfield. That's what that's being called. Once again, we go to DFH Stadium. But don't worry if you're bored of DFH Stadium. We'll be using Champions Field for all 7 games of the final. And we have a car swap. We have a Scarab swap, to be precise. And there's one thing you should know about Scarabs. They're not good at 50s, and Isj will prove that on the kickoff. And the Grim Reaper will dab. And that will be a lead in game number 2 for Isj. I don't know who led game number 1 off the top of my head, but if you want to go watch it and inform me, I'll happily listen to the stats. And Frenzy will happily listen to his goal explosion, 4 minutes 44. Now that, if that ain't a satisfying number, I don't know what is. And it's 1-1, just to make it completely symmetrical. And Isj with a kickoff win there. But oh, don't you hate the sound of the Scarab? Oh, Frenzy, what are you doing to us? Just the ugliest car in the game, for sure. And he's bought it out in a tournament. And that is a beautiful shot from the midfield. Isj will happily take that. And by golly, 89 kilometers, I don't think that's quite savable at this skill level. Especially not in a Scarab. And once again the Scarab showing how bad it is at 50-50s. And also hitting the ball apparently. But that might change during the rest of the series. Let's see how good it is at goal scoring, as IzJ will go up for that, but he's probably just centered it to be fair, but Frenzy not able to provide an answer to that question of whether he can score or not. IzJ probably relying on the air too much here. He needs to ground his play. Go for simple fins and... well, there's a demo. That might kickstart a play, but the ball's just gonna roll and... where the hell is IzJ? That's definitely ping related. In game number 2. And I'll ask him at the end of the game if he wants a server change, because we don't want matches to be decided on ping. But if they lag in more than one server, then I'm afraid it's just not meant to be. And that is meant to be. IzJ will take a third, and on that, oh, he's consistently at 120 ping. But that doesn't seem to be affecting him too greatly, so if he asks for a server change, he may get one, but like, doesn't seem to need one at the moment. That can be his excuse for later, but right now there is no excuses. It's just keep on grinding, keep on scoring, and just make the Scarab look silly. That's 2 minutes 48 left in game number 2. And once again we might have a series in which both players take games off each other. But we won't know until the very end, because that was a close call. And not quite enough boost, I think, was the issue there. But it's not a game problem, that's a Frenzy problem. As once again he's caught with no boost, and is he just using it all? And I think he is, but he's using it wisely in this play. 56 left at the end of that shot, and that shot putting him 4-3 in the game. And I cannot remember the Scarab getting as heavy touches as that. So that's going to be a change in direction for the ball. And IzJ probably sliding a bit too far away from that, but it's fine. He's got space. He's got time, and he's also got the win on that 50. And he's also got a goal to extend his lead to 2 and 5-3 in the match. And this could be a very, very tight series. I still have Sambo as my tournament favourite, but as far as this series goes, I think this one's gonna go all the way. And IzJ with a clear there. But Frenzy will take another one. This reminds me of game number 4 in the 100 cal Sambo series. Because it's just a non-stop back and forth goal scoring game. And right now it's 5-4. That is a pinch between both of them. IzJ probably counting his lucky stars on that, because that could have very easily been in, and another opportunity here for Frenzy if IzJ gets a mistouch. He does get a missed touch. Does he get a missed clear? No, not quite. He does that time though, and the Frenzy can't punish. Not quite given an angle. As that Scarab is just won about 450-50. It's also earned the privilege of saying it's drew a game. Or tied a game, I should say, because you don't... Scarab's the best car. I'm sure it is. His friends just interacting with the stream whilst playing. And if that ain't disrespect, I don't know what is. He's just centered that to IzJ. And ooh, that was just wide. That's popped up in the middle as well, and IzJ, all he needs to do is tap it in. He's tapped it in, 20 seconds left, and he's taking the lead. And perhaps speaking too soon is Frenzy on stream, saying the Scarab is the best car. Well, IzJ has something to say about that, and I don't think he agrees. It's the safest thing to say. Because the Fennec is doing him just nicely, but so is the Scarab for Frenzy, to be fair. And if he can tie this game, then maybe we should have a poll. But he doesn't tie it up, and the series goes to 1-1, and this is the tightest series of the whole tournament, to be fair, in terms of stats. And it's up to you whether you want to say it's close in general or not, but I'd say it's pretty close. Just Frenzy confirming that it is still the best car. Don't quite get how he can say that, but sure. Maybe he'll have to prove it. Or has he gone for another car? You never know. It's Frenzy. He's in a frenzy. He's just everywhere. What cars he copping this game? He's gone back to Octane. The Scarab did get an appearance, so that's fine. And Frenzy nearly getting a very early appearance on the scoreboard. Yes, it's very much trapped in IzJ's corner here, and it's very much gonna be trapped in IzJ's goal as Frenzy will bang in the first one of the game, and game 3 seems to be very much like the other games. Very close. That's probably one of the longest waits we've had to wait for a goal to be scored in the semi-finals, at least. As IzJ once again facing the wrong way. That is, I'd say that's a row 1, not gonna lie, but saying that, he was reversing, so it was more of a, yeah, you're going the wrong way, so I'll just hit the front of you. As a minute goes by officially now, and IzJ yet to find an answer in this third game of the series. Of course, straight after this it's going to be the finals, so you don't want to miss that, but you probably will if you have a bedtime, so just, I don't know. Honestly, don't know. But IzJ will put in an equaliser, and yeah. Frenzy's just had his axles broken, so yeah, with technical difficulties as we try to relocate that car. But that's a bit of a revitalizing touch from Frenzy on kickoff there, just putting it into IsJ's half. Securing space on the field, if anything. It's not really about possession in this game, because it's a very counter-attacking game, and a counter-attacking game is the best way to describe it, as IsJ schools are counter-attack, and that's ironic. And Frenzy looking for a double touch there, but what he has found is a goal in the wrong direction, basically. And he need not want any more of them. As maybe he does want more of them, because IsJ is providing them. And providing them pretty regularly at the moment. As he bans in at third. And Frenzy will win a kickoff for the first time in 2 kickoffs. Which I say means a lot, but in this tournament it hasn't had any effect unless it's a kickoff goal. So, because the 50-50 game seems to be a lot different to the kickoff game, and that was a questionable touch in front of Frenzy's net. As IsJ just camps on the midway line. As Frenzy secures his back boost. Over the other way we go. In fact, no, we go to the sidewall, in which Frenzy will happily take this. Is this going to be the first aerial play of the game? Well, not quite an aerial play, but an aerial assist, let's say. As he ground pinches that, and just that bounce off the post, throwing IsJ off enough to get the shot away. And that will very much do for Frenzy, as he's looking to tie this game up, and he's going the right way in terms of which way he's going on the field, but is he doing enough? Because going one way is one thing, but actually like reaching your destination is another thing, and that's what it's like to score in Rocket League. You can head south, but you may not reach your south destination. And at the moment, no one seems to be reaching the destination in the midfield, as IsJ flips it over Frenzy, but he hasn't really got an angle to shoot from. He takes a shot anyways, and Frenzy's just caught in his own goal, and IsJ might be caught off a bit here, so no, never mind. Frenzy rotates out of it and very much back into it, and that's going to bounce up. He doesn't want to commit too much for this. And there you go. There's another equaliser. 3-3, 1 minute left, and is this game 3? I think it is. Yeah, it is. 3-3 in game number 3, and I wonder who's going to be taking match point at the end of game number 4 or 5, depending on where the series goes. And at this rate, it'll be match point in game 5. And decided in game 7, and that is just destructive. And a bit of a pass from IsJ there, as Frenzy will happily knock that by him. The yellow and green themed car very much taking advantage of that mistouch from his opponent. And this game kind of died down, to be fair. Not really much hype at the moment, but you don't need hype when you have this many goals. And Frenzy nearly with a 5th opportunity. And how many shots have both players had? 7 from Frenzy matched to the 5 of IsJ. So both players with a decently high shooting percentage. Both missing 2 shots. But that, for game number 3, we'll go to Frenzy. 2-1 in the series. And that is a lot of GG's in chat. That's one for every game, in fact. Just from IzJ. As we move on to game 4. In the last series, we were facing match point at this point. In this series, well, we're not even halfway through. So, this is gonna be a late night. As here we are, back on DFH Stadium in another car swap, this time the Batmobile by Frenzy, and I don't actually know the proper name of that car. All I know is it's a Batmobile. As IzJ flipped it over, and Frenzy using the car very much to his advantage. It looks like a tank, so he's gonna play like a tank. And all these cars making an appearance. And that was close to a goal through the smoke screen. And once again, it's a good 30 seconds into the game and yet to score for both sides. But that will be the first opportunity. 45 seconds in, Frenzy will take 1-0. And I think anyone would take 1-0 if they had the opportunity, but IzJ so close to that. And that is a very neutral kickoff as IzJ waits for it to bounce, but I think Noah Frenzy is just let me talk. A gathering boost to mount an attack, and mount an attack is what he's doing. It's IzJ. Not the best of touches, as that pinches off both of their cars back out into the neutral ground, but very aggressive in this Batmobile is Frenzy. And you never ever want to see a car in that position coming off the ceiling. That is just pure confidence. Especially in a tournament. And IzJ jumping off the wall there, and somehow that's found its way in, and I think that's pretty fast, not gonna lie. Yeah, that's 76 kilometers faster than what that should have been going in, because it shouldn't have gone in. IzJ will definitely take them, as a 50-50 just bounces loose into his goal. And 3 minutes 11 once again, and this time instead of 3-1 it's 1-1, so definitely a lot closer this game compared to, I don't know if it's the last one or the one before, but one of them was 3-1 at 3-11. A bit of a blind sight on that dribble there from IzJ. Not quite knowing where the defender is, and once again we're faced with 100 ping for IzJ. And as soon as it goes up to 120, he's missed a save, so don't know whether that was a misclick or just, yeah, that's definitely a misclick. But even a misclick is a misclick, so yeah. And Frenzy confirming that the Scarab will return. As in game 4 of the series, it's very much looking to potentially equalise the series again, which would make it 2-2. I don't know. we will wait and see. I'm just a spectator in this. I have no control over the actual game itself. But what I can do is provide you with thumbnails and a bit of commentary. Probably not the most professional commentary you've ever heard, but a bit of an insight to what these players are thinking. There's Frenzy, a bit of a mistouch there into the middle. Will he go for it straight away? No, he won't. He'll just wait for the shot to come in. And SJ with a backflip. He slowed his car down and you could see it was coming, but Frenzy had it read. And pretty much the start end, that's lost all momentum, so Frenzy will happily take that away, and that's another mistouch. That should be a shot, not quite strong enough. And we move once again into a sort of ping-pong game in which both players try to feel each other out and try and find a hole in the defense. And SJ thinking there's a hole there, and to be fair there was, and there now isn't, and that gap opened and concealed very quickly, and that is a brilliant flick. Can he finish that off? He should be able to. SJ's behind him, nowhere near. Frenzy will take his third. SJ's still on his second, and Frenzy's on his way to a 3-1 in the series. And who knows, if he does win this match, then Frenzy might just take the win in the Scarab. I'm sure the Rocket League community would love to see something like that be the deciding game of a best of 7. But SJ with possession hits it high. Is it high enough? It definitely is, and Frenzy's for some reason gone for a demo, but a demo is pointless in that situation. And oh no, he didn't even go for the demo. He's just been flipped, outclassed and equalised. And 20 seconds left on the clock. Is this going to be an overtime? I think it might be, but oh, that was oh so close. That bounces out into the middle again, and that is top bins, top shelf, and SJ definitely can't reach that. What a play, says SJ in chat. Both players not as toxic as the last two. But 8 seconds left on the clock, and Frenzy looking to be on match point. He will be on match point, and we move to game 5. The game where it was decided last time, and I hope it isn't decided last time because I want to see more of this, but at the same time, Frenzy isn't here to make good content. He's here to win. Just like all the other players. And GG's in chat for that game. Because we move to game 5. And I'll just name that C. And here it is. Game 5, DFH Stadium. And I know it says 4v4 at the top, but this is definitely a 1v1. Anything else would be very concerning because, yeah. And we start the game off with packet loss, which is beautiful, but that doesn't affect the players, it just affects us. And actually no, you know what, maybe it does affect the SJ, but it doesn't affect his games play in any way, shape or form. And the last time Frenzy played the Scarab, he did lose by 1 goal, so SJ will be counting on that statistic, and it's not quite a pattern because it's only happened once. But if Frenzy's missing shots like that, then it might well become a statistic at the end of this game. And up he goes. The Scarab will shoot. The Scarab will slightly miss to the right. And, ooh, another shot coming out from the Scarab of Frenzy. And SJ just driving in a few circles here. Just wondering if you're disconnected or not. But he is definitely not disconnected. And that is a key win. Oh, what a recovery on the save. And we are still tied a minute and a half into this game. Both players not ready to make a mistake yet, or are they? And that is oh so close, and it is too close to be close, because it is in. 3 minutes and 21, and the first goal of the game goes to IzJ. And if the final is anything like this, well then, you better watch the final. Because this is close. And that is a goal. And once again, this series is tied. I don't even want to know how long it's been tied for. Because every goal scored has a goal to answer. And IzJ drives by that one. But Frenzy will not drive by that one, he will very much drive through it. He will drive through the ball, and the ball will drive through the goal. To make it 2-1. And just under 3 minutes remaining. There's plenty of time for IzJ to recoup that. And finish it in regulation, but at the moment it is Frenzy's game to lose. Or is it? Because that, ooh, and the bump nearly full shotting him into the goal. That's a massive flick from SJ. Minutes 20 remaining. Very neutral ground again, but ooh, that could have been a massive opportunity for Frenzy, as he once again not there with the finishing shot. But that might just bounce in, and yes it will. Frenzy will take that. IzJ doesn't want to, but by the game's rules I think he has to. And that is not the type of 50-50 you want to lose. Ooh. And I've done way too much talking today. And what is that? That is a beautiful flick and still nearly saved by Frenzy, but IzJ very much willing to take that opportunity. And is that even like an option? Like, should that even be allowed? There was a stupid angle from Hungry Cow in the last series, and well, that just puts the icing on top, and ooh, that shot's not put the icing on top, as Frenzy's just hit it to the side of what was an open net. And the Scarab just zipping around, a bit like a wheelchair, I guess. An electric wheelchair. But it's Frenzy at the driver's seat. And that is a very weird way of controlling the ball. And That's gonna bounce very peculiarly. And what is this game? I don't even know at this point. It's too late for this, honestly. Just give us a counter-attack game like we had in the last couple of matches. And Frenzy will take the fourth, 40 seconds left. Is this game over with? It looks to be. And the last series was settled in game 5, and this one also seems to be settled in game 5 at the moment. But SJ definitely has a chance. As Frenzy once again emphasizing the fact that the Scarab is the best car. And that is... wow, that is fine aerial control, and that is another aerial hit past Frenzy, and SJ, is he coming alive here? Definitely the best mechanics in this tournament from these two players. Game sense, maybe not, but it doesn't matter. Frenzy will take this one. He will move on to the finals to face Sambo, and yeah, he is very much ready. Both semi-finals ending in 4-1 defeats. GG's all round, and we move to the final.